work now, Spuds. Let's do it.
Why did they wear? I know this is 1996. Why are they wearing high shorts like that? Seems like almost all of them are wearing it. That's funny.
It's showtime, folks.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Into the Music. My name is Greg, and I've got a song request here. This one's challenging, big time. Bob Page, on my KoFi site, Devo. Bob, I mean, I know the name, of course, 45 years, and I know Whip It, and I know Satisfaction, and I've heard some other stuff too, but I can't put song names. Other than that, I don't really know a lot of their catalog. Yeah, it was never enough. Like what I did here, it was never enough to sort of draw me in and kind of really want to explore them. I mean, Whip It was a pretty cool song, but that's like what, 42 years ago? And anything after that, really, I don't know. But then they have a huge catalog, right? So I think that I'm kind of like that traveler, who goes to a place and I need that tour guide. That map, that thing that was created 20 years prior, like that, it's gonna do me no justice. I need someone to actually take me down and sort of go here and here and here and here, and that's where I'm going to sort of like learn and get the real experience. And so, Bob, you're my tour guide. So take me to Smart Patrol / Mr. DNA. Let's check them out.
Going to work now, Spuds. Let's do it.
Why did they wear? I know this is 1996. Why are they wearing high shorts like that? Seems like almost all of them are wearing it. That's funny. With the red knee pads, it's like they're gonna play soccer, but or something. That's so funny. Visually.
Okay. He's been with the wear. I'm tired of the soup to jaw. He's been with the wear. I want to have this prophylactic tour. Afraid that no one around me understands my potential.
those pasty white legs. it's that's a hoot. Man, that guitar solo and those drum rolls, this real full sounding band. This is something that I just haven't associated with Devo. I mean, it makes sense. They were around for such a long time and great musicians. But I think that's the thing. Like in my head, like I never really thought to associate them with. I just always kind of saw them as gimmicky and interesting to a certain point, but then didn't really. I don't know. Not a lot of substance for me to kind of like hold me and sort of like really get into the catalog. But I mean, to listen to this live performance and that solo was fantastic, and the drum rolls and the whole thing. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this performance, and I am questioning like why I haven't gotten into Devo. Um, yeah. All right, let's carry on.
Suburban robots to reality. Come and start. We work around the clock. We shove the poles in the hole. Wait a minute, something's wrong. He's a man of the past. He didn't do us a favor. A little human sacrifice. It just applied to me. Mr. Kamikaze. Mr. DNA. He's an altruistic woman. Mr. DNA. Mr. Kamikaze. He's a special teacher. Mr. Kamikaze. Mr. DNA. He's an altruistic asshole. Mr. DNA. Mr. Kamikaze. He's a special teacher. Mr. Kamikaze. Mr. DNA. He's an altruistic woman. Mr. DNA. Mr. Kamikaze. He's too special. Wait a minute, something's wrong. He's a man with a plan. His fingers pointed at Devo. Now we must sacrifice ourselves. The many others may live. Okay, we got a lot to give. This monkey wants to work with you. Mr. Kamikaze. Mr. DNA. He's an altruistic woman. Mr. DNA. Mr. Kamikaze. He's a special teacher. Mr. Kamikaze. Mr. DNA. He's an altruistic asshole. Mr. DNA. Mr. Kamikaze. He's a special teacher. Mr. Kamikaze. Mr. DNA. He's an altruistic butthole. Mr. DNA. Mr. Kamikaze. He's too special. One, two, three, four.
Oh wow, I was actually getting into those guitar notes. that real, those nice soft guitar notes, which I find interesting because I think it's going to be part of like the post discussion. Yeah. So yeah, let's remember that. All right, cool. Um, on the other side. So that was fun. And That was 1996, which is really interesting because what I know of Devo, really not much, but after Whip It in 1980, and I remember like, what was I, 18 years old at that time? And I don't know, that was pretty cool. I mean, I was all caught up in the whole Devo thing. They looked really weird. Um, and that song, though, it had the percussion, break your mother's back. Do-do-do-do-do. Wow, wow, do-do-do-do-do. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that was a great sound. I never really heard, I mean, other than Gary Newman's Cars, never really heard anything like electronic sounding like that before. So that was really cool. And I thought, wow, I don't know if I loved it enough to be like, oh my God, Devo, the next song. But I kind of had my ears, my eyes sort of peeled, sort of ready for the next thing. And I don't know. I just don't remember a lot from them after that, except hearing something this here and there and like that. And just, I don't know, less guitar, more sort of synthesizer, like a synth pop sound. Um, yeah. So, and then kind of as the years went by, and just sort of, my former partner on this channel, I believe Devo is one of his favorite bands, and kind of learning that, they had, I think they had more of a punk sound in the 70s and with guitars. But the Devo that I was experiencing back in the 80s, I wasn't hearing that. So that's why it's interesting that this concert here, the Lollapalooza in 1996, and they got the guitars out, man, and it sounded really good. I mean, they did a little solo there. That was cool. Um, yeah, I mean, they still had that sort of artsy, kind of gimmicky. I mean, they're wearing these high, high black shorts, showing a lot of white skin. I mean, one guy was like really pasty white. It was kind of blinding me. Uh, and wearing these red knee pads. So I don't know, look like a very poor rendition of like a soccer player. But yeah, but they were having fun. Yeah, and I mean, that's the one thing with Devo, always kind of in their performances. I think even in the songwriting too, because I was hearing a couple of things with this, and I really had to get into the lyrics, but um, yeah, they're very interesting. I mean, one thing you can say about them, they're a very interesting band, in their looks and their performances and what they're saying. Other than that, really not much more to say, except that I enjoy that more than I thought I was going to. And that's a cool thing. I think the live performance really helped in that regard. I do have some information pulled up about Devo, and oh man, they've been around forever. 1973 through 1991, and then 1996. Wow. So they got together. So that Lollapalooza concert was the first year they got back together. That's really cool. Look at all the genres here: new wave, synth pop. Wow, this is what Wiki is saying: art punk, post punk, art pop, rock, electronic rock, geek rock, geek rock. Who wants? I don't know. Do you want to be known for playing geek rock? I don't know. I think a lot of these genres sort of help explain why I've never really gravitated to this band. But my former partner on this channel, I believe he loves this band. And if he loves this band, then there's some real substance. Chris wouldn't love the band if they didn't have that something. Um, that I know. And I don't know how he feels. He probably likes the 80s stuff too. Um, but yeah, I mean, they have some music that they put out in the 70s, and I think that was the hardest stuff. Right, Chris? Put that in the comment. Let me know. But yeah, formed in 1973, Akron, Ohio. It consisted of two sets of brothers, the Mothers Boggs, Mark and Bob, and the Casalis, Gerald and Bob. I hope I didn't butcher the last names. along with Alan Myers. I think Alan passed away, didn't he? The band had a number 14 Billboard chart hit in 1980 with the single Whip It, the song that gave the band mainstream popularity. They go on to talk about the music and visual presentations. Um, yeah, this whole thing about de-evolution. I think there was a movie that they created back in the 70s about that. Um, and it looks like something that was created like not that long ago, again, about de-evolution. That we're not getting better as a society. We've stopped evolving. We're going backwards. Um, yeah. So, and there's a whole load of information about them. I am really curious about their discography and how many albums they actually have. Well, okay, not as much as I thought, but I guess because they did break up for a while. Uh, but are we Q? Are we not men? A, we are Devo, 1978, and then Duty Now for the Future, 79. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think 10 or 11 albums. Okay. Oh, and also, okay. Yeah, Yo Gabba Gabba, right? That's the name of the TV show. I remember that actually one of the Devo guys got involved, and that was Mark Mothersbaugh or Borg. Um, yeah, I think he was actually one of the characters. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Is that TV show still on? So that was pretty cool. All right, let me get into the lyrics here. And oh, there's actually a contributor here who's talking about the song. This two-part song dominates Devo's second LP, describing a prophecy within the de-evolution of the band Devo as suburban robots monitoring reality, hopeful for the coming of their savior, Mr. DNA. The idea of de-evolution is clear throughout the song, as is Devo's ideological stance on humanity, which is dark and bleak. That's what this person wrote. And so let me look at the lyrics here. So here we go. He's been with the world. I'm tired of the soup du jour. He's been with the world. I want to end this prophylactic tour, afraid that no one around me understands my potato, thinking I'm only a spud boy looking for a real tomato. He's been with the world. I'm tired of the soup du jour. He's been with the world. I want to end this prophylactic tour. Afraid nobody around here understands my potato. It's just the same thing. Uh, he's been, so they're just repeating this over and over and over. And in the chorus, we're Smart Patrol, nowhere to go. Suburban robots that monitor reality. Common stock, we work around the clock. We shove the poles in the holes. Yeah, someone's got to do it. We're Smart Patrol, nowhere to go. So, and just repeats that. Repeats it again. Yeah, basically repeats that like 3 times. Wait a minute, something's wrong. He's a man with a plan. He's here to do us a favor. A little human sacrifice. It's just supply and demand. And then the hook, Mr. Kamikaze, Mr. DNA. He's an altruistic pervert, Mr. DNA. Mr. Kamikaze here to spread some genes. Mr. Kamikaze, Mr. DNA. It just repeats that. Repeats that. Yeah. And it just goes on and on. Okay. Interesting lyrics. Interesting song. Fun performance. Bob, that gets a thumbs up for me. And although I don't think it's enough for me to like go, all right, now I'm really interested in more Devo, I'm not going to turn away any Devo songs. So anybody wants to throw me one, so be it. And let's see where that leads. Who knows? But this is a good start. I'll give you that, Bob. So thanks again for the request. For everyone out there, let me know what you think about the song, this reaction. If you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see all of you on the next episode of Into the Music.